Flight of the orbiter Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Let's go out and have fun.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Picks and Stuff. Top 10 horror movies of all times. Find out what our fans determined were the 10 scariest horror movies ever. The Exorcist. William Friedkin's adaptation of the eponymous novel about a demon-possessed child and the attempts to banish said demon became the highest-grossing R-rated horror film ever and the first to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. Conjuring. James Wan has staked out a place among the modern masters of horror, directing films like Saw, Dead Silence, Insidious, and this inspired by true events Chiller based on the experiences of real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. Halloween. Halloween is frequently cited as one of the earliest examples of the slasher genre as we know it today, and while it may not feature the same kind of realistic gore we've come to expect of films in that category, it packs a lot of tension and some inventive thrills in a relatively small-scale package. It. The fear of clowns is a very real thing, even if it's become so commonplace to announce it that it feels disingenuous. If you needed any further evidence, we direct you to the box office haul of 2017's It. Inside. Inside is a classic home invasion story with the suspense turned up to 11 and the bloody punchlines turned up to 12. Watch it once and every slasher movie you see afterwards will have to work a little harder to prove its worth. Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity got its start as a ruthlessly effective low-budget thriller that gained national attention on its way to becoming one of the most profitable film releases in history. The Ring. Gore Verbinski's supernatural tale is a remake of the 1998 Japanese horror film Ringu, based on the novel of the same name by Koji Suzuki. Led by an impassioned performance from Naomi Watts, this enigmatic ghost story is heavy on atmosphere, thanks in part to its gloomy, isolated Seattle setting, and offers up some genuine scares. A Day of Blood. Murder of a wealthy heiress kicks off a greed-fueled murder spree, which also targets a group of innocent teenagers camping out nearby. A Day of Blood would serve as a key inspiration for Friday the 13th and its subsequent sequel. Martyrs. Two young women, both of whom suffered extreme abuse as children, seek out revenge on the people they believe to be their captors, and in the process uncover ties to a religious cult darker than they could ever imagine. It's truly a must-watch. The Exorcist. Linda Blair's seminal performance as 12-year-old Regan, whose head twists around and spews vomit as she unleashes disturbing laughter and unfiltered vulgarities, embodies the idea that nothing is sacred. Even the prospect of a Bible-toting Max von Sydow doesn't guarantee that everything will turn out rosy for poor Regan and her family. Let us know your favorite scary movie down below, and don't forget to subscribe us for more great content that we are bringing.
Hello. I cannot hear you.
Hello.
I hear you.
Yay.
How are you?
I'm annoyed.
I could tell.
Because my Brewers just got knocked out of the playoffs and they played like absolute trash for 4 days. But
Well,
yeah.
well, I'm not the sports kind of person. So hello, everybody. I do know that your Packers, I think, won, and Braxton said you would be very happy.
I actually am rooting against Green Bay this year. funny as that is, because I think Aaron Rodgers is a piece of garbage human being. There. So now I got it all out of my system.
Well, I have no idea who that is.
That's the quarterback of the Packers.
Okay. Yeah. I don't watch. I do know that I used to like the Dolphins way back in the day until I was told I had to leave the room because every time I was in the room, they would lose. Anywho, I'm very excited to do tonight's little discussion with everybody. And I know you're not, because you're not really the horror movie.
I am soldiering through on this one.
Did you watch some movies then?
I have watched movies. This is a really bad time to do this show because it's October and I really don't have a whole lot of extra time to watch movies.
That's fine.
Did a lot of listening to audio and watching silent movies from Another Investigation, but not so much watching other horror movies. Yeah, it's I've watched a few in my day. There's probably a lot of people in here that love horror movies. Shout out to Troy Rodman, his first time listening.
I put makeup on tonight, Troy, just for you. Hello. I'm glad you guys are listening and tuning in.
So,
what's going on behind you?
Huh?
How do you? Well, it's like an awkward date, isn't it? Hi. Do you come here often? How do you want to do this?
How we're going to start this? I mean, do we want to make a comment on the top 10? Because I've seen like 3 of those.
Yes. I figured I would find one that was really short, that could kind of get us all in the mood. Most of them, many of us have seen growing up. So, what did you take from the top 10?
Well, the only one on that list of 10 that really got me was The Conjuring.
Well, because it's a personal one.
Yeah, because I know Andrea. The only other movie on that list of top 10 that I actually liked was It.
I haven't seen It yet.
If you're gonna go out and see It, see the original. It's so much better.
Tim Curry, right?
Yes, it's so much better than the new one that they did in 2017. In my opinion, usually I don't like the original because the special effects are really stupid. When you go back, like I've watched Pet Sematary. My ex-wife made me watch that movie, and she thought it was the greatest movie in the world. I thought it was so stupid because the CGI, which there was none because that wasn't even a term back then. But the special effects were just ridiculously bad. And yeah, same with Indiana Jones. I was forced to watch that one, but that's not a horror movie. But it was for me. It was 3 movies of, oh my God, how am I going to get through this?
Well, it wasn't a rom-com.
Yeah, and it wasn't entertaining. I want to be entertained.
You've never wanted to ride on top of an elephant? They rode on top of elephants. That was cool.
An elephant.
Did you?
Yeah.
As a man or a little boy?
A little boy. Okay,
I was going to say, that would be interesting. Well, we almost would have done that at Broken Bow. That would have been cool, huh?
Yeah. That event was
moving forward. So you're okay. So It. I agree. The original, a lot of the originals, even though the CGI was horrible. Look at Night of the Living Dead, Psycho. Even though the special effects and stuff was a little cheesy. Those are still classics. Even The Exorcist, that. Well, the thing with horror movies, I think, which is pretty powerful, is the idea came from someone's mind. That means people are thinking this stuff.
They're iconic movies for people that like them.
Yes.
I mean, I have a lot of favorites that are comedies that people don't like because they don't like comedies or they don't like that particular comedian. So, just
Yeah.
because they don't like these movies doesn't mean people shouldn't go out and view them. That's not what I'm saying. Just like because I don't like Halloween doesn't mean you shouldn't celebrate Halloween. I promise I'll be more exciting in Christmas because I look forward to the holidays.
Oh, we're gonna kill this because
Yeah,
then
that's
your
what my
energy
problem.
will be, it'll be in it. Jingle, jingle. What is Jasmine? Guys, I don't have my readers on tonight.
She says, "Do you remember the Pet Cemetery by Reedsville?" I do. They have a pet cemetery out there, and yeah, I feel bad for all those pets that were just kind of. For me, it was like, and I'm gonna offend somebody because I'm sure somebody has pets that are in a pet cemetery, but it's like you're almost just like discarding them. That's just me.
Well, yeah, I guess some people, if they didn't know any different, growing up, we buried our pets. I wouldn't have known, Dad, stop. So to people that were raised that way, I could see a cemetery, but then after the movie, it just doesn't. I don't know. There's always that thought.
Yeah,
What
I
if?
thought the movie was really bad, and I know I sent you that as one of the 4 that I've watched. But yeah, it was just ugh. I was not entertained by
I
that movie.
loved it when Gage was like, "Want to play?" and he was so cute, and he's like, "Rah." He's like 2 feet tall, daddy. It was really, I thought it was interesting. The cat did kind of scare me, although it was real stiff.
Yes.
Props were. I mean, you're looking at, when did that come out? The 80s.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with, what was another one? Oh my God, Critters. Remember Critters? Tremors.
Like, I want to know why the top 10 did not have Night of the Living Dead in it.
I agree.
I agree. When you talk about iconic horror movies, I remember that was one of the first movies that my mom and my stepdad rented when we got our VCR.
Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I mean, that's how old I am. And I can't remember how old I was when we were watching it, but I know I was young enough that it gave me nightmares that night.
Yeah.
But it is a classic. I mean, and I actually enjoyed that movie. I really liked it.
It's kind of sad because it's sad that the classics came out when many of us were born. It's horrible.
I mean, we're all getting old is what's happening. And yeah.
And okay, we're gonna flip this a little back to a little. Did you hear that?
I'm so distracted by the makeup that I can't concentrate on anything.
I figured, it's horror movies, and any time that I get to play with makeup, I love it. Some of the best makeup I've played with was inspired by some of the best special effects in horror movies. And one of my favorite makeups is The Walking Dead. And the minute I say that, so many of you have the audible going. You've never stood at 10 o'clock at night out on your crazy road thinking, what if a herd came in from the side of the cheese place on the corner in Wisconsin? It came around. You never.
You don't want my opinion on The Walking Dead. I've never seen the show. I have been on.
Okay.
I've been on plenty of convention posters with the people that have appeared for 20 seconds in The Walking Dead, and they come in making these outstanding demands because they're stars. And then half the time they hold the event up for more money, like the week of, and then just don't show up. So, like, Walking Dead, the show aside, I've never seen it, and I don't want to, just because I've dealt with the people that are on the show, and they're complete garbage human beings. So that's where isn't this nice when Tim's in a bad mood?
I'm having a little Bloody Mary in my beautiful mug tonight because I'm not doing readings, so I'm having a little spooky, and you're killing it. You're killing it.
I'm not going to go into names, but I've had at least 3 friends that have put on events that have been held up for more money by these Walking Dead zombies that have shown up in this show for 15 seconds. And they have to do the, you know how in the paranormal, when you circle it with a red dot and you say, hey, there's the ghost, there ain't no freaking ghost there. Just like when you have to circle yourself in red on a scene in a movie or a TV show, you're not really there. Nobody cares.
Okay. No. All right. So, I'm going to share a little Halloween horror story with you. It's not really a horror story. I don't understand why all of the horror movies from the 80s and USA Up All Night with Gilbert Godfrey always had to have the serial killer or the monster walking. And the girl always, no matter what, was horrified and had no shirt on. She's running through the forest. And it's like every single video. So movie. So I thought, what a great costume. If you couldn't get arrested, you'd have no shirt on, but you'd have like leaves and shit in your hair. And you would be, I'm an escapee. Jason's coming after me.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad idea. It's a good idea. But I will say this. I think
that's where
Tepperman got most of his inspiration for his
I don't get it.
movies.
I don't get it. I mean, really, for little girls, honestly, growing up and watching that, it's like, I don't understand blood, killing, and boobs. I don't know. But that turned me off with certain horror movies. But Kevin Bacon was in one of the Friday 13th, which I thought was pretty cool. Back then, it wasn't like Kevin Bacon until now. It's like Kevin Bacon.
I've never seen any of those movies.
Oh, Tim.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have any like.
Troy brought up the poltergeist. So talk about creepy. This house is clean.
I think I've seen that movie, but it didn't.
Caroline.
Yeah, I think I've seen. Is that the one where the girl, or is that Exorcist, where the girl is looking into the TV with all the white noise?
That's Poltergeist, and that girl.
I've seen
the
that.
horror stories behind the movie on the set. She passed away from a surgery shortly after. Like most of the actors and actresses didn't have like really great fate. I think Dee Wallace is in that, right? Is her name Dee Wallace? What's the mom in that?
Is that the same mom from E.T.?
No.
No?
Dee Wallace is E.T. That's another great one, even though it's not a horror movie. My favorite part of that is when he says, there's nothing like it, penis breath. Maybe it's an elf or a leprechaun. Do you remember E.T.?
I do. That was one of my favorite movies.
Yes. Yes.
My mom and my dad took me to it. And they took me a second time, and I promised I wouldn't cry when E.T. died. But then I went through another box of Kleenex.
Oh, it's horrible. The flower starts wilting, and you could kiss your empath heart goodbye.
Yeah. And that's when I started this strange obsession with Drew Barrymore.
I love her.
Yeah, don't get weirded out, people. She was the same age as me when she was in that movie. So
I have a crush on little Drew.
Yeah, so don't get all weird on me. It was 7-year-old Tim having a crush on 7-year-old Drew.
Oh, she was so cute. She still is.
Yeah, no kidding.
I haven't seen. She ages very well. I haven't seen many classic movies in any genre. You think?
Do you think E.T. is a horror movie?
No, it is not. I actually went to the theater to see it. Obsessed with Reese's Pieces ever since. I don't think it's a horror movie, but it did touch on some creepy things. I believe it came out. When did what was it? Close Encounters of the First, was it the First Kind, come out? You're gonna get similar-ish. So I mean, that's kind of like new stuff. But just because we've gotten so great at digital editing and special effects, and it's still the suspense and the thought. I think the imagination. Some of the best horror movies use the imagination more than the visual.
I think this show would have been better if you would have had Troy on as your co-host, because this guy knows his movies. Dee Wallace wasn't in Poltergeist. He's saying.
What did he say? Who is the mom?
He didn't say who the mom was, but he says it wasn't Dee Wallace.
No, I know her face. She's like spinning around on the ceiling in her t-shirt and her underwear. Like, no.
The old preacher guy was terrifying, is what Troy is telling us.
Oh,
And yes, he was.
that was Poltergeist 2, I think, right? When he got all the children.
Jasmine says the Nightmare Before Christmas has always given me the creeps. Pretty much all Tim Burton cartoon movies, and E.T. kind of creeps me out. And like E.T. was lovable though. They presented him as lovable.
He was sweet.
Yeah, lovable and honestly funny. Like, I can watch that movie now and I still laugh.
Yeah, there was a lot of humor in it. My sister was E.T. for Halloween one year.
Yeah, and 46-year-old Tim does not watch that movie going, "Hey, Drew Barrymore's hot." Just clearing that up.
Oh, you are so nervous about that.
I know I'm going to get that comment from somebody, and so no, I'm not watching that movie going, "Hey, look at Drew."
Everyone's aged.
Yeah, I'm watching the Drew Barrymore show and going, "Hey, look at Drew."
They should do a remake. Oh my God, that would be great.
Is everybody alive though?
That
was a long time ago.
Yeah, but the kid, he's 5. He's still doing stuff.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore's still there. I mean,
they should do. Is Gremlins a horror movie?
Gosh, yes.
Is it?
That. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It never really scared me. I just thought it was hokey.
Well, I mean, you just never feed them after midnight. That's kind of
creepy.
creepy.
You can't get them wet, wasn't it? You can't get them wet.
Yes, and then their back starts to bubble, and that's gross. And then there's the spider one. Then
What if you don't get
lips?
What if you don't get them wet and they're just moist, April?
I hate that word. I hate. Exorcist. I have to go back to that because so much of what we investigate and what people say it's a demon, comes from the movie The Exorcist. In fact, the movie The Exorcist comes from lots of little truths. I do believe that if it's not the original, it is a replica of the demon statue in the movie is actually in the Jefferson Hotel in Jefferson, Texas. I'm like looking at all the stuff they have in the hotel, then I'm like, holy shit, that's the demon from Exorcist. It's pretty cool and creepy. Creepy would be the Jefferson Hotel. They should do a little movie out of that. Pam and Jeremy put all their creep factor items that they've collected. They even have a what is that thing when you go to? I know that all my Catholic folk are going to be like, "You're fired." Penance. I forgive me for my sins, Father. La, 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 I've sinned. Okay, yeah, they have the thing that you go in and you sit the little box. Anyway, they have a real one there. So, fascinating stuff. But The Exorcist. I think many of us, we've joked about it, when our friends have PMS, the devil's in you, but it's creepy. It's creepy. She levitates, her head spins, she does foul, horrible things. I think it was the audio that got me the most, her voice. The multiple voices and the layering coming in at one time. Couldn't sleep. Then flipping 2020 on a Friday night does a real exorcism live. Are you shitting me? I don't know if you remember that back in the day, like in the 90s, 2020 did an exorcism live. These movies poke around where our minds have kind of gone, and they bring it to the screen and they make it really incredibly believable. Confessional. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Tina. What's your mama saying? Couple of bad ones were Last House on the Left. Oh my God, yes. And the Chainsaw movies. Love the Chainsaw movies because they're based on, is it Ed Gein?
Are they?
I think so. You're so bad at horror, Mr. Miley.
Yeah, well, you knew this going in, so.
I did. Actually, this was one of the things was from Aaron. Aaron, I said, what would you guys want to listen to for the month of October? and horror movies came up. So horror movies, what else? Psycho. I actually got in really big trouble for putting the TV on at night because I couldn't sleep after I had to sneak and watch Psycho. I like got my butt beat. My dad was like, turn that TV off. I'm like, I can't. It's gonna get me.
Troy's saying yes, they were based on Nagin.
Yeah, fascinating. Mind of serial killers. It just, being an empath, you cannot not feel. So to be in a place where there are no feelings and to do the unspeakable, it's creepy when the mind does go where it shouldn't go. All right, my Jasmine. Wicked Little Things was pretty good. I didn't see this. Who was in Wicked Little Things? Did you see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. No, I didn't. We were looking at that top 10 list that we started the show. Like, Paranormal Activity was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, and it makes a top 10 list.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, come on. When was the last time you put baby powder down and then a demonic foot was in there? Like footprint. No,
Well,
thank you.
I have used flour on an investigation, not baby powder, but Michelle sent me a message saying, hey, are you seeing our comments? And the answer is, I just saw one from Jimmy. Yeah, I didn't see any from Michelle or Jimmy up until now.
Where's
Jimmy? Jimmy says, yes, F Paranormal Activity. No, it was just a dumb movie, and it spawned after that movie came out, I got so many emails about, I think I have a demon. And I'm going to answer Christina here. What about Blair Witch Project? Honestly, I'd forgotten all about that movie, and it was ahead of its time, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a point of view movie. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people didn't like the fact that there was a shaky camera work and stuff like that. That movie legitimately scared me, and I was early 20s.
There's hope.
So I really like that movie.
Yeah, I reenacted it, and maybe one day when we're all having a little drinks, I'll play the video for you. It was called the Georgia Witch Project. We actually drank and reenacted it in our backyard in Georgia. Yeah. Huh. That was fun. Actually, we did the whole snot thing. It should have won awards, whatever. All right.
Where did the snot?
What? Oh, I think that was my sister that did that. And we had to put like Visine. I had to get up in her nostrils. She was crying.
Your sister was the snotter. So there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that did not like Paranormal Activity, so that's good. I feel like I'm among friends.
I loved it just because I love that moment when you know something's going to happen, but you don't know to what extent. You know something's in the dark, but you don't know how big it is, just what it sounds like. That's what Paranormal Activity did for me. I mean, I don't know. It was creepy. It was creepy. I thought it was creepy. Creep factor, probably 6 for me. You have a 0.
Creep factor 0. And annoyance factor was a 10 because I started getting emails left and right after that saying, I think I have a demon.
Well.
Yeah. I used to get, unbelievably, I used to get worse than this during October. People have kind of left me alone now in October, but I used to get emails every day asking, can I join your team? And I would respond with, get back to me on November 1st.
Haha.
And then also, the endless emails for demons. And there's so many reasons that I don't like Halloween.
They're a popular bunch, Tim.
Yeah. Well, they can be popular away from me. Some people like Halloween, some people don't. Some people like kids, some people don't. One of the reasons I like it so much is because the clown was targeting the kids. Yeah, I said it.
Wow. If there is an increase of children missing in your area, we know where to go.
Wait, you think I'm going to go take somebody's kid? I don't like them when I'm in a restaurant next to them.
I never said you were going to take them.
Oh, God, no. Please stay with your parents. I don't want anything to do with them.
No, I mean, you all of a sudden have like, you know, what do you call?
No, I
I
don't
wasn't
like
saying you were
children.
going to take them. I thought you were going to just
No,
take them and get rid of them. That's horrible.
no, I don't like children, but I don't like them that much that I'm going to harm them. I
Well,
just want them
we're
to
talking
stay.
about horror movies. I'm trying to keep it into freaky. You know, that's kind of creepy. Tim takes
Yeah.
children and they're never
No,
found again.
that's not creepy. Somebody's going to take that out of context, and the next thing you know, I'm all over the internet as this horrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget all the new investigating teams starting in October too, Tim. Yeah, I hate that. It's like, hey, I got a Facebook page for these 3 weeks. Let me into your home. Little known fact: Troy Rodman actually was with Fox Cities Paranormal Team for quite a time, and he moved a little bit away. But I think there would always be room for Troy. I said it.
I haven't met Troy, have I? No.
No, you haven't met Troy.
You know what I have noticed? A lot of paranormal investigative movies. I'm not happy with any of them. None. Like Team Goes to Asylum, and it is nothing but an investigation with lots of spooky evidence, but it's not real evidence. It's part of the movie. Troy is good people.
He is. He's very good people.
Aw. Just playing that soft music.
I got to golf with Troy this year in a
nice.
and we had a great time. It was Troy, myself, Todd, and my cousin Jason, and I think we took last, which we usually do. But I dare anybody to tell us they laughed more than we did.
Well, then it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, it was a good time. See, I can be happy at times. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know how to bounce back from some of this stuff. Okay, so we're doing horror movies, and you don't do horror movies.
I've seen a few. I saw Saw.
I couldn't get into that. It was so gory.
I absolutely hated that series. I got through 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because Scott Tepperman told me, hey, you got to watch these. And I'm not real big on gore. I have a weak stomach. And by the 3rd Saw, I was like, you know what? I'm done with this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of gross. And, you know, some of that stuff hurts watching it. Like when you're pulling people's teeth out with pliers and smashing fingers, it hurts me.
Yeah,
it hurts me.
Aaron is saying something about Hostel. I've heard the stories about that movie. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's creepy, but and the idea behind. So again, here's a movie or a series of movies that are fake, but they're based on real stories. There are groups of people out there that pay lots of money to hunt human beings. It's creepy, but it's real.
What turn did we take here?
Well, that's what Hostel's about.
Oh, is it? Okay, I've never seen it.
I know you're like, what? If I'm correct, Aaron. So what ended up happening was these millionaires, they hunt people. And so you would pay, yes. So you'd pay. Again, I don't know the process, or you go to like huntthem.com. But you know, that's where they would get the people, and then there you go. Boom. It's a whole movie. It's really horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. And it's a movie.
And there you go. Boom.
Yeah. And there's lots of them. I actually saw a toddler costume that was super cute, and it was the little Saw guy on a on a tricycle, and the little kid had, you know, it was pretty cool. I love toddler scary costumes. They're kind of cute. All right then. So, horror movies. I never really got into, well, I watched it. Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Never seen him.
The idea of sleeping and dreaming and dying in your dreams because of what you're dreaming, that's frightening.
I do have a question on that.
Yes.
And I was writing it down because I didn't know if I would get a chance right away. Okay, so if somebody dies in their dreams, the old myth is that you also die in real life. How do we know that? I hate to be the guy that poops on everything, but how on earth would we know that? Because we wouldn't know that they were dreaming and they died in their dream and then they died.
Yeah. Remember, it was the same question last week when someone was dying in a graveyard or something.
Yeah.
And you said, how would they know? And I go, because they were grabbing for their feet. And then you were like, no, but then they died. How would we know? You wouldn't know.
So, I mean, you die in your dream, so you die in real life. There's no possible way that we've proven that. None. I'm just, and oh, by the way, Troy, since we're on the subject of Troy here, absolutely hates clowns.
I saw that.
And apparently so does Karen.
Okay, I don't get the clown thing. I don't get it.
On behalf of the internet, Karen, I would like to apologize for people using your name
right
as a bad thing.
Yeah, don't be Karen. Karen's
like one of the sweetest people I've ever met. She was one of my first bosses when I worked at Hardee's.
Oh.
And we've remained friends since that day.
And
she's a sweet, sweet lady, and I don't get the whole. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I say Karen all the time, but I don't mean it as
being a Karen.
Yeah.
So all the people with Karen, it's like all the people with the name Linda. Linda.
Listen to me, Linda. We should do a show with about YouTube clips, viral YouTube clips.
Please, I would love that.
We should do that because I would. Yeah.
I think we should go live, and you be Alan and I'll be Pamela, and we'll do the Pamela Pumpkin, the Halloween workout.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, you're missing out, Tim. It's
Pamela.
I mean, what was it? Oh my God. God. Squash Satan, kick him in the crotch. That's actually a move. Squash Satan, kick him in the crotch. I mean, I don't know. You've got to see it, but I do think you should do Pamela Pumpkin. All right. Laugh out loud. Love creepy count. Yeah, you either love them, you hate them. I'm just, I don't know. That's like making Winnie the Pooh frightening. I don't know.
Troy Rodman.
Some people.
Ronald McDonald is the reason he hates clowns.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's like it's your mind where your mind goes with that. Why is Ronald McDonald scary? Because you probably thought in the middle of the night of him under your bed or something.
And he's going to smash a Big Mac in your mouth.
It's still creepy to think you're sleeping and you're little and there's something under your bed. No?
The Halloween movies, Jasmine says. Apparently there's another one coming out Friday. And it is it's streaming on the Cock.
Peacock. That's really good that I knew what that was, because if I didn't, I would have thought, where are you watching your movies? Yes, the Halloween movies. I love Jamie Lee Curtis because of them, but we do have to hang it up, right?
I've never seen any of them, so I can't tell you whether they or not.
At this rate, Michael's going to be coming after our great-grandchildren. He's still going to be like, a young chicken.
Well, at this point in our existence, there's not a whole lot of original thoughts.
Well, that's
especially when it comes to they have trouble creating original content, so they go back to these classics, and they either try to remake them or do a prequel or do another sequel, and honestly, it just doesn't work. And that goes for any genre, I think. Like if they came out tomorrow with an American Pie again, even though I loved American Pie 1, 2, 3, I hated 4, 5, and 6 because they were straight to DVD and they were stupid.
I didn't even know there was past number 1.
Yeah, and after
I watched it, I went to band camp, and then I never came back.
Yeah. I also love Superman. I love those really stupid comedies where you don't have to do a lot of thinking and you just laugh.
They're like, I call them man comedies.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm also a man, some would say. So it's okay for me to like them then.
Yes. Yeah, Michael evidently doesn't die. He doesn't age. It is just, that's the point, is it's that fascinating idea of, a whole different world where really horrible things. I think sometimes it's a different escape from the horrible world sometimes we may be facing and living in. Like, could there be something worse than this? And I know that sounds horrible, but the truth is some of us, our realities right now are a little shaky.
And, we're talking about Jason and Michael Myers and Freddy and them being eternal. I get to meet Kane Hodder this weekend at DeadCon, and I have not seen one of his movies. And that would be like a big deal for most of my friends. And for me, it's like, oh, look at that guy. Yeah. So I'm sorry to my friends. I also had a hair sticking down in my eyelids.
You had one hair in your eyelids?
Yes.
Wow, it was a big hair.
Yeah, it was curly.
I'm glad you got it.
It was curly and long, and I don't want to tell you where it came from.
Oh boy. Okay. Jimmy says, hold on. I don't have moderators. Okay. Watch Christmas McDonald's commercial from the 80s where all the kids are ice skating in the woods and they all leave and it's just one boy, and all of a sudden Ronald shows up in the woods. Why is he there? Yes.
Okay, talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to look this up.
Okay. It's true. I could totally. Okay. Jasmine, wrong turn. The moment she's on that tree limb and she turns around and the weird mountain looking mutant guy is like, that freaked me out. I can never get that scene out of my mind. Phenomenal movie. If you think about it, you're out in the woods and you take a wrong turn and oops. It's a 2-hour event. Aaron.
Amazing. I found it.
What is it?
I'm watching the McDonald's ice skating commercial as we speak.
Oh, I wish we could play it on here.
Me too. Oh, there's more than one kid though. Like Ronald with all the kids. Come on, Troy. You're
Troy's having flashbacks as you're playing this.
Okay, time out. So Ronald drags the other kids away, and the one kid fell down on the ice. And now Ronald's going to come back for the one kid. I get it now. I get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then some sicko named Stephen King took that and then made the movie It out of it.
Yeah. Apparently Bambi and Thumper were in this commercial too. Yeah, this is not. Yeah, this is a strange commercial. It's almost done. But the kid seems happy. And apparently it did not sit
to
well
eat him. Troy says to eat him. Where do you think we get our meat from? Jasmine, House of Wax. So true story. The original with Vincent Price was filmed at the A1A Steakhouse in St. Augustine, right there on the corner on the beach. It's a phenomenal steakhouse, but that is the old building that House of Wax was originally filmed in.
Is that
I lived right there.
Is that where Vanilla Ice gets A1A Beachfront Avenue?
Girls were hot wearing less than bikini. Yeah. No, that's Miami. That's where I'm from. I used to rollerblade down Ocean Boulevard. Yeah, that is Vanilla Ice. Not St. Augustine. But A1A goes all the way up the East Coast.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, pretty cool. All right. Jimmy says, Jasmine Salzberg. Come on. Watching her die choking on something is funny. It's hot. I'm kidding. It was,
It's
I
so
had
hot,
to.
right?
It's so hot.
Was
That's
Nicole
hot.
Richie in that one too?
Is what?
Was Nicole Richie in that movie?
No, I would have died. I would have, no pun intended, but that would have been funny. Okay, Tina says, I'm going to go watch this. Yes, ha ha ha. There's some creepy stuff out there for children. I mean, even the lullaby nursery, London Bridge is falling down. What the hell? I mean, we sing this to our children, you know? Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock, and then the cradle flip and falls. Think about that. And we're like, go to
the
sleep,
moral of the
sweet
story is,
baby.
yeah, don't go in a cradle. It's especially on a treetop.
Unless you're running from Ronald McDonald, then you have to. So we have 9 minutes of horror.
You do 9 minutes of horror.
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 There's a place in Chokoloskee, Florida called the Orr House. And my mom could never understand why my stepfather was going to go fishing and have lunch at the whorehouse. She's like, I don't think so. It's the Orr House, honey. Okay. So I've never really been a huge, I know this is going to be horrible, but the classics like the black and white, Nosferatu, Wolfman, the Invisible Man, I just can't do them. I've tried. Like, those are the originals.
Like,
Bride of Frankenstein.
I don't think I've seen those. And if I did, they left such an impression on me that I don't believe them, or I don't remember them.
Yeah. Troy nailed something here. Sinister.
Haven't seen them.
That's one image, Troy, that legitimately freaks me out. I try not to share the info because then I don't want dark energy to use it against me. But it's the scene where he's up in the corner of the boy's bedroom. So there's that. That's freaky.
Huh, I can't stop coughing. Jimmy sent me like a list of movies this week to watch. First of all, where am I going to find them? Because I don't have Netflix. And second of all, like I said, really no time. But when things calm down for me in January, maybe I'll watch a. Yeah.
So, okay. Jimmy and Michelle gifted me Friday night, and we looked up. They watched, and I thought, this is real. Yeah, it's the original Freaks, like black and white. And the scary part is the actors and actresses. American Horror Story, I believe, is based off of this. But the original, these actors and actresses were not technically acting. Right. So there's that in your mind while you're watching the movie. It's like, whoa, it's a little freaky. Children of the Corn, I can't. This is why I will never have blonde hair again. Ever, ever, ever. All right. Let's see here. Children of the Corn. What was his name? Malik. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. It was from the Bible. His name. Come on. Not Malik. Oh, God, this is going to get me. I'm going to think about this until 1 a.m, and then it's going to come up.
Malachi?
I think Malik. Look at where I'm at. Malik's coming after you through the cornfield. Run! All right. The Birds. That was so good. Tippi Hedren is The Birds. And her daughter, I want to say, is Melanie Griffith. Am I correct? I think Melanie Griffith is her daughter. Anywho, yeah, The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock original. Twilight Zone. Now, this is not a movie, but it was the episode with John Lithgow. And anytime I fly at night, this is what happens in my head. He's on the plane, it's nighttime, and there's something on the wing of this plane. And this weird creature literally terrorizes him to the point where he busts this thing through the window. It's a creepy episode. I mean, what happens if you're tired, it's late, you're flying, and you look out the window and something's on the wing looking at you back? Well, Tim, Malachi, yes, thank you. Couldn't think of his name, Malik. Oh my goodness, Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe, Telltale Heart. I have not seen that.
Apparently, it was William Shatner and not Lithgow.
No, it's John Lithgow. Yeah, it's Twilight Zone, and it's the episode where something is on the wing of the plane. I remember because he was sweating and he was gross and he had a suit on. Okay, hold on. Twilight Zone. Yeah. Okay. 1983. Yeah, that is it. 83% liked the movie. It's to the beloved supernatural TV show. Hold on. Okay. It was released June 24th. So yes. And it actually, this, because they had a lot of little stories. This particular episode had Dan Aykroyd, Albert Brooks. I don't know the other people. No, them, and John Lithgow. I'm like, I don't know. But if you get a chance to watch it, there is a scene on YouTube, Twilight Zone. Look it up because he does a good job and it's freaky.
I just managed to get this all over my face.
Because you were scared. There was something on the edge of your window outside. It's loud. It makes noise from the garage next door. Oh, it's your neighbors.
Yeah, my neighbors.
Yeah.
Have another. Well, no, because it's Tuesday.
Your mom. That's why I can't fly. I'm telling you, some of these scenes get into your head, and you think about them at the weirdest, freakiest times. It was Lithgow. I just remember because he was also in a Santa Claus movie around the same time. Aaron, Elvira, and Creepshow, such great. Oh my God, the lady that actually plays Elvira, her story's fascinating. It really, I think there's even a documentary out. She is amazing. How she got the job, and it's really neat. Anyway, check that out. And then Jimmy says, I'll be damned. That would be a great costume. Jimmy, you need to do one of the freaks for Halloween. That'd be cool. All right. So, are you ready to hang this up? I think you're like done. Look at your face. You're like, okay, that was fun. Thank you. Watch those horror movies. Bye-bye.
What do we have next week?
Well, we have Halloween traditions. So I'm hoping you will show up with something. Like, I don't know, maybe Tammy or Michelle could come over and do your makeup.
No.
Oh, yes.
No.
That would be great.
No, that is absolutely not happening.
I'm going to do a poll because when we do the UFO episode, we're both going to wear aluminum hats. And if our viewers want you to wear one, you're going to have to give our viewers what they want.
No. No.
I love this.
All right. I want nothing to do with any of these ideas.
Wonderful. Oh, look, everybody. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, everybody. Yes. Everybody meaning 2.
No, 3. 3. If you guys want Tim to put on an aluminum foil hat for our UFO episode, light up the chat. Because we're going to have to protect ourselves when we go live. That is Deep privileged information. Original Nightmare at 20,000 feet. 1963 Twilight Zone. Oh, so that would have been the original Shatner. Ooh, and he's actually going up into space right now. Isn't that funny? Joaquin Phoenix did it. He is. I mean, after all these years and all the cell phone commercials, the Expedia or whatever it is, he's finally going up into space.
Is he really going into space, or is it one of those things, hey, pay me millions of dollars and we'll get close to space?
I don't know if he starts sending pictures from an astronaut suit way up high.
When they took him, who was it? The guy from Amazon. They went up in the Dick rocket, and they didn't break they didn't get into space, but these people paid like millions of dollars to go, and basically it was like the world's best roller coaster ride, but that was it. They didn't get to space.
I don't know, but I had all these views. You killed them all tonight.
It's kind of what I do.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to cry, and this is gonna run, and it's gonna look really good. Everyone has a roll of tinfoil, and I'm telling you, they're gonna light your page up too with this stuff.
They won't. They left me alone all week with horror movies. So,
oh, well, they left me alone with horror movies. The darn viewers.
Hey, give Tim some horror movies to watch. And the only person that did anything was Jimmy. Everybody else is like, hey, we'll figure it out next week.
Jimmy's great. Jimmy's great. I miss my nasons. All right. So I'm gonna have to go, and I'll take this off my face. It's gonna take a lot of makeup wipes, but it was fun. Next week we're gonna be talking about Halloween legends.
I thought it was traditions.
Halloween traditions next week. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's going to be a really short episode for me because I have none.
Okay. If I show you guys a paper that says, please come get me and help me, you'll understand why, but we won't tell him. Help me, get me out. I'm kidding. There's my Deb. I was waiting. It takes, Deb, I have got to send you something on Sunday at 5:55. Out of nowhere, a vision hit me, and it was a symbol. And I have no idea what it is, but I drew it, and I'm going to send it your way because I figured you would want to see it. It's very galactic looking. All right. Aaron goes, I got you. Deb goes, and then I was like, and then Deb was like, I've been here. Good. I just miss seeing her face. Yes, I will. Okay, my beautiful people. Beautiful people, my beautiful people. What song? Marilyn Manson. The beautiful people. That's scary, spooky. Okay. Okay, guys, I love you. I gotta go. Night. Or you have anything else you want to say?
I don't. I'm just you guys have fun with your Halloween stuff, and once we get to November, we'll.
Oh my God, we got 2 more episodes. We've got Halloween traditions, and then we have on October 26th, the owner of the Hinsdale House in upstate New York.
And I'm gonna see Dan here in 2 days.
Good.
Yeah.
Because we could plan a really amazing episode. It is a legitimate haunted location. So, we're gonna make you pooked. All righty, I'm gonna get out of here before I really embarrass myself. You have a good night, Tim. And remember,
it's okay not to be okay. And it's also okay not to like Halloween.
It is never okay to not like Halloween, ever.